bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We bring you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario, and in tonight's Game Plan, we'll break down the list of the upcoming new imports in the PBA Governors Cup.
And it's Mr. Hot Takes, Jello Vito's studio debut. We'll play a game called Fill in the Hottest Blanks All-Time NBA Takes. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. The PBA Governors Cup resumes this week, and a couple of teams have beefed up their lineups during the break with new reinforcements. Now, joining us to talk about the list of imports set to make their debut this conference is seven-time PBA champ Larry Ponasher, our very own Larry legend. Larry, kamusta ka naman?
Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening, guys. Thank you for having me in the show again.
No, you did so well last time. You couldn't say no again this time. So, a new list of imports here. A lot of them are not too familiar, or at least the fans are not too familiar with them. But let's start off with the one that is most familiar with the Philippine setup. That is former Ginebra import Orlando Johnson, now with the San Miguel BEERMEN. NBA veteran, he's played almost 100 games in the NBA. What type of a player do you think that San Miguel need that they actually got Orlando Johnson?
Well, you know, San Miguel's kind of like transitioning from their core of Grand Slam players, not letting go of Alex Cabagnot and Arwin Santos. No? So it's still an adjustment period for them, I think, no, moving forward. And Orlando Johnson, I think, having familiarity here in the PBA before with Ginebra, 33 points per game, I think he will fit really well, and because of his familiarity with the league. And you know, for San Miguel naman, you know, they're a team that approaching the playoffs, they get into their groove, they play well deep into the tournament. So Orlando Johnson, he can probably take his time to get to know his teammates more, complement Junmar, play some point guard or whatever San Miguel really needs at this point, because of some of their new players, and you know, they're transitioning to life after Cabagnot, no? So I think for his experience, no, having played in the NBA the most among the four guys, no, it will be interesting for him, and I think he'll have the easiest adjustment among all the imports.
Kuya Larry, do you think Orlando Johnson, he's a scorer, right? And San Miguel has a lot of scorers, they have a lot of talent. Do you think that's going to be a little bit of a problem when it comes to, you know, the touches, who's going to take all the shots? Because there's a lot of talent in San Miguel.
It really depends on, you know, how the players will willingly sacrifice to him, no? I mean, and his willingness to really just be to accept probably a secondary role to Junmar in this San Miguel team, no? I mean, this is such a tricky situation, this whole pandemic thing. I mean, you can't really just bring imports here and expect them to just really fit in and adjust to the whole situation. No? Parang whoever the available import is there worldwide, sometimes teams have to just get them. No? So parang it really has to be learning on the fly for everyone during this point of the season. Lalo na crucial going into the playoffs, no? I mean, San Miguel's at 3-2. You know, so every game is crucial for them as they try to get into a good position. No? So, but having his experience in the NBA, I'm sure he's probably going to be mature enough to really just give San Miguel what they need during this time.
Tama ka dyan, Larry. And of course, we're going to see whether or not he can fit in with the likes of Manuel and Fajardo, who really occupy the paint. So having an import that complements yung inside game nila is going to be key para sa San Miguel. Now, moving on, we move on to the NORTHPORT BATANG PIER. JAMEL ARTIS that's coming in right now, replacing Cameron Forte. And this guy in particular probably has one of the bigger jobs to do kasi winless pa rin ang NORTHPORT, Larry. What do you say about the job that he has here with this team?
I mean, for NORTHPORT, I really like this team, no? I mean, it's a really complete team, a very talented team, good mix of veterans and new guys. But it's disappointing lang, no? That they're still winless in this conference. Their inability to close out games, their inconsistency. You know, it's probably frustrating to be in their position right now, and hopefully JAMEL ARTIS, you know, he can probably it looks like a do-it-all player from some of the highlights that I've seen him play in YouTube. No? So hopefully they can get one win. Then maybe it can be 2 wins, and he can complement Bolick, Slaughter down low. And I feel that Northport can be a really dangerous team going to the playoffs. I wouldn't like to play this team in the playoffs. Now they're a very complete team, and feeling once they get their groove together, get some confidence, they can really do some damage. No?
Absolutely, Larry. And I just want to add there, you mentioned sila Bolick and Slaughter. Syempre, there's still contract negotiations going on with regards to their future with Northport. So let's see whether or not that team can have a bit of stability moving down the road in this conference. But Jegs, you had a point to bring up here.
And they also signed some new players, younger players who can probably complement the team, even without Robert Bolick and Greg Slaughter. How do you think this is going to play out for Northport? They have a lot of new faces, but they still have the same goal for the season, is to win games.
Yeah, well, ako bilib ako kay Coach Pido. No? I mean, the job he's done with UST and, in his other coaching stints in the PBA. Coach Pido can really work well with the players that he's given to. Despite the many changes in season and off season, I mean, Coach Pido has a knack of making all these parts work together. No? So this just says a lot about him as a coach. Na players want to play for him, and players really wanna nagpapaamatay para sa kanya, and we see that. And I think na kahit sino pa ilagay mo dyan sa Northport na yan, Coach Pido is gonna give them a chance to play, and they enjoy playing for him.
Now moving on to the Blackwater bossing, Sean Glover, their new import coming in. For those who are wondering who he is, he's a 31-year-old vet, 6'5", last played in Iceland. I'm not sure if we can even pronounce yung name ng capital nila, so let's not mention yung team name. And of course, 26.2 points per game there. Itong Blackwater, their previous import, si Jalen Bond, was more of a workhorse trying to get rebounds. But here, they have someone who is a known scorer with, again, 26 points per game. Do you think that yung scoring issues, what they wanted to address more with getting Sean Glover?
Well, definitely would help, Paolo. I heard ang daming injuries ng Blackwater sa guards sila Baser, sila Mike Ayon. So, I mean, I think he would be a great addition. I mean, obviously Blackwater needing many wins, but the reality is they're playing without much pressure then. I mean, with their lineup and daming injuries and so many new players. So, having a heavy scorer of an import in their team will probably help their cause then. And so if that's the kind of import that they got, then I guess the other guys, the new guys, their team, the big guys, just need to cover up for the rebounding and the defense that was left by Jalen Bond.
Yeah, when you talk about Blackwater, Kuya Larry, they've had a lot of problems, especially on the defensive end. Do you think it really all boils down to the import when it comes to the defense, especially in the Governor's Cup?
No, I just think it's a total team effort here. No, I mean, let's face it, Blackwater is an undermanned team. They've been facing many changes, but it has to be the whole team, the whole unit contributing to the defense. And it's tough, man. They're 0-5, and psychologically, it's probably discouraging to play right now. But like Northport, no, Blackwater gets a win, 2 wins. You never know what can happen. Probably they can break that losing streak, and they can start something new. And anything can happen. Anything can happen with these new changes.
Moving on to Phoenix, they have a interim import at the moment while Paul Harris is out with an hamstring injury. Itong si Donald Tancua, and yes, friends, it is the same Donald Tancua who was an import with Zambeda, 3-time champion with Zambeda, as well as finals MVP. Pero Larry, ibang level when you ask for a player that shined in college levels to move on to the PBA and come in as an import competing with guys with actual NBA experience. Gaano kalaki yung challenge ni Donald Tancua?
Oh, well, definitely. It's a real challenge for him. I remember before nung Zambeda when he tore his ACL, and Coach Jamike asked me to message him lang to just encourage him to to keep fighting and not give up. And I really want to see him succeed. No, it's a new, very hard situation that he's put in right now, and I'm glad he's getting this chance. And I want to see him succeed, and I wanted to see him give his best against all these NBA players na he's going to go up against. No, of course it's going to be Matthew Wright carrying the scoring load for them. But yeah, Donald Tancua, he's a fighter, and let's see how he can. And he's got Coach Jamike there to help him out. Coach Topex, I'm sure will put him in good positions in the court. No, so yeah, Phoenix is not gonna just lie down and give up and not give up a fight. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Kuya Larry, I played against Donald back in college, and he was really a beast in the paint. But the size difference in college is really different in the PBA. What do you think is the role that he's going to be playing here in the PBA?
Well, obviously, pag imports, no, I mean, you expect imports to dominate here in the PBA, but obviously, the situation of Donald is just probably to fill in for Paul. And obviously, I want to see him succeed. I want to see how he adjusts. And I want to see how Coach Topex and Coach Jamike puts him in positions where he can succeed and where he can help Matthew Wright and the other players really well. I'm still rooting for Paul Harris, one of my favorite teammates and imports of all time. I hope he gets well. But, if things don't work out, I still believe team manager Paulo Bugia, can make a comeback and play center for Phoenix.
I like the shout-outs, Kuya Larry. I like it.
I hope Paolo sees this interview and then mag-work out in bigla. Larry, thank you very much for joining us. And before we let him go, I just want to point out na sa bahay ni Larry, Pasko pa rin. That Christmas tree has yet to come down. I think there's still gifts under there. Larry, stay safe, stay healthy. We can't wait to see you again soon.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Diego. All right.
So, after the break, it's Mr. Hot Take, Delovito's studio debut. We'll play a game called Fill In the Hottest Blank. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back to The Game. I'm Diego Dario. Tonight's episode of The Game is very special because it is the studio debut of Mr. Hot Takes himself, my former UP teammate Jello Vito, who has caused so much controversy in his previous guesting. So tonight, we are going to play a game called Fill in the Hottest Blanks, All-Time NBA Takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out yung graphic na yon. He was wearing this black long sleeve shirt and hanggang ngayon, yan pa rin yung suot niya. And we look at Jello right here. We call him the Mr. Hot Takes, pero let's be real. It's not the takes that are hot. He gets the person he's talking to so angry.
Yes.
Umiinit yung ulo nila eh.
Okay,
Kaya hot takes.
Okay, for this episode, Pao, you have to relax. I think you should be here and I should be there because,
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Right.
I'll be good. Sige.
Okay.
All right, let's get started.
All right, so basically what's gonna happen here is you're gonna fill in the blanks of the statements that I'm gonna say.
All right.
And then we'll probably react. We will react. We will react for sure. All right, Jels.
Oh my goodness.
For the first
Una pa lang. All right.
hot take, blank is the most overrated NBA player.
Miles Bridges is the most overrated.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, why?
All right. Yes, he's athletic. He thrives on a very good system for the Charlotte Hornets, and he's benefiting with a very good point guard in LaMelo Ball. But for me, he's not really the best talent out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
he's young, but I mean, we're looking at him to be a most improved player right now. But again, for me, he's not yet the best talent out there.
I have to agree na hindi siya yung best talent eh. But when you're looking at the most improved player award, I think that he has to be in that discussion, di ba? Kasi, syempre, when you have Miles Bridges who wasn't getting any noise last year, pero this year, in a team that is now performing a lot better, you know, granted na, okay, as a group, they have improved. I think you have to give him credit because of what he's done so far.
I think there are two ways of looking at this. Either he's underrated because he just popped out of nowhere, or he's overrated because people are hyping him up to be
Exactly.
the most improved player.
Well,
So, yeah.
You know, I'm not at the point where I want to hit Jello
Okay,
pa.
I think that was a
ayun, okay.
warm
the
take.
first warm.
Still a warm take.
Oh.
Chill lang.
Oh, debut take niya yun eh.
Okay,
so
okay.
let's go.
Jello, for your next one, blank will win the 2022 MVP award.
Joel Embiid will win the MVP.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
All right, so make your case for Joel.
Well, for me, he's very quiet right now. He's not that flashy right now, but he's averaging close to 30 points a game, 11 rebounds a game, 5 assists. He's making Philadelphia way, way better than he did last year, right? And right now, he's number 1 in the MVP rankings, surpassing Nikola Jokic. So I really think that if he keeps it up, he'll win it all the way.
Jex, your thoughts?
Well, he said that he can be Shaq, he can be Kobe and MJ when he wants to. And you have to give it to him. He has the moves. He has that fadeaway jumper. He can dominate in the paint. So I think I would have to agree with the hot take of Jello Vito right there, pal.
Yeah, you know, I think right now, at the moment, he is the guy to beat para sa MVP award.
That is true.
But let's see what happens down the road kasi we're not even at the All-Star break yet.
Yeah.
So beyond that All-Star break, can he continue? But can I just say, I already know a few people who'll be very, very happy with that prediction that Joel Embiid will win the MVP award. But at the moment, medyo pause muna ako kasi you don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen for the rest of the season.
And to add to that, walang Ben Simmons and he's leading
Yeah,
the team.
that's
So
true.
Yeah,
I think I would give that to Jess.
Pwede.
For the
Okay.
next one, Jess, this is a
Oh,
little bit
wow.
of a- Okay. Kevin Durant will win blank more championships in his career. What do you think, GV?
He will win 1 more.
Just one?
Just one.
Are you joking?
Okay.
Just 1.
Okay. Bakit?
Let me explain.
Okay.
With what I'm seeing him, if he continues to play with Brooklyn, tapos may mga injuries pa siya ngayon, he's getting old, tapos yung mga teammates niya throwing tantrums, James Harden left and right. So parang I really feel that he won't win it. Like he will win, but not right now with Brooklyn. But siguro he goes to a team that's for him and with the right amount of help. I think he can win at least 1.
At least one. Pero you
least
don't
one.
you don't think
One.
that right now with Brooklyn, if they get healthy, okay, sabihin natin
Sige.
healthy na si Harden, healthy na si Kyrie, and you know, by some miracle, Kyrie can play every single game, right? Don't you not think that this team can win a championship and not just one, potentially maybe more than that, given yung top level talent nila?
Not really.
Wow.
Not really.
Okay.
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 Three future Hall of Famers.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, he needed 4 daw in Golden State, eh.
Okay. That makes Jello, just a quick follow-up
Yeah.
though. You're a sports science graduate, right? Do you think there is a next level to KD's like performance?
Yeah.
Like he just got off an Achilles injury. What do you think? How and is that possible even to play at a higher level after an Achilles injury?
Well, it's very crucial for his recovery. 'Cause again, he's getting a bit older right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So his recuperation would be a little bit longer. But syempre, bahala na yung medical team and the strength and conditioning team ng Brooklyn to make him healthy to finish the season.
Okay. Jello Vito, KD hater.
Okay.
Okay, so we move on. And the blank will win the 2022 NBA championship.
The
wanna
Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns are gonna win the
Okay,
championship.
okay.
Okay,
Phoenix Suns.
go make your case.
All right. again, probably one of the best teams right now for me. Kasi again, they're number 1 in the league. And yung system nila sobrang pasok sa lahat eh. I mean, with all the material, the players, the entire system, ang ganda panoorin. And sobrang laki ng potential nila na coming from the finals last year. And I really think that they can beat everyone right now.
Yeah.
And to add to that also, Phoenix, they have one of the best defenses.
Exactly.
It's not given a
Exactly.
lot of credit for because they have the offensive
Yeah.
firepower, but with defense, what do you think they're doing right, Jez?
Again, everyone's buying in. Even Devin Booker. They have JaVale McGee and Bismack Biyombo. And I really think that Chris Paul is being the leader that he is right now, leading the team. And I really feel that Chris Paul wants to win.
Yeah. Aren't you worried though that in terms of actual championship winners on that team, they don't have enough
least
of
one.
that experience?
Well, I mean, for me, they made it to the finals last year, but
I mean, but they lost.
But they lost,
right?
Yeah. For sure, they have learnings from that. I
Yeah.
mean, the core of the team is still there
Okay.
from the last year's finals, and I really think they've already learned their lesson. They got veterans who've won it, like JaVale McGee. So again, they're really better right now, and I really feel that they'll win it.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
they're the
Sige.
number 1 team for a reason.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So-
But so were the Jazz last year, but that didn't happen. But anyway, go on.
Of course, you had to add that. Okay, for the next one, Juz, blank is the most underrated NBA legend.
Tim Duncan is the most underrated, unappreciated
Unappreciated. Okay, yeah.
NBA legend right now.
Pero yung tanong dito, underrated.
Underrated.
Pero sige, sabi mo Tim Duncan eh. Alright, but go on.
Well, I really feel that Tim Duncan kasi, like, again, with his demeanor, with his personality, very very timid, very light lang, ganun, chill lang siya. But, nakain niya lahat. Like, he's beating everyone na ganyan. And he's not in the, like for me, I don't hear him in the GOAT discussion.
Well, I think the GOAT discussion's a different
Well-
conversation altogether. But I would argue, saan siya for you in the best power forwards of all time?
I'd put him at the best.
Right?
Power
He's probably
forward.
the top, right? You probably
And a
agree,
lot of
right?
players actually said
Yeah.
that Tim Duncan is the best power forward.
Is probably the best
I
one.
think he doesn't get much love,
credit, yeah.
especially from the fans, from the. Right. But we move on to the last one.
Oh my
And he
goodness.
talked about being the GOAT, Pao. Blank is the greatest NBA player of all time. Basically, who is the GOAT, Jello?
Wait lang. Before, if it does not say LeBron or MJ, either of the two,
Okay.
it might be a fight. Okay, go on.
All right.
Kobe Bryant.
Oh my! What are you
Kobe
doing?
Hey, I'm the referee here for this wrestling match. Chill out.
Relax.
Jello, what's your
Relax.
let me
Alright, go,
explain
go,
on
go,
this.
go.
Because for me, I've never seen Michael Jordan play in his prime. Because again, I'm young.
Okay.
I'm young. And again, he's not in my generation.
Okay,
Probably
okay.
your generation.
Yeah, he was.
Probably
he
your
was, he was.
generation.
He ruined my childhood. But yes,
Diba?
go on.
Kasi comparing him now to two players that I've seen play, Kobe and LeBron.
Kobe and LeBron. Yeah.
LeBron. And I think Kobe is way better than LeBron.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm not sure how many people you've disrespected today with that take, but
Yeah.
But in terms of yung impact on the game, I would say that he may be top 3 most impactful because of his impact on culture.
I would agree.
Kobe, but what he's done for
Yeah, that's
basketball
true.
culture. Him
That's
and
true.
MJ, and obviously I think LeBron, I think they
Sige.
really took it beyond
Yeah.
and made it more mainstream. Of course, our older friends would say Magic, would say
Yeah,
Larry,
well, yeah.
right? But again, bro, come on. I mean, like I tried my best not to hurt you in this show.
Pao, I
so-
think a lot of people will hate Jello, but a lot of people will love Jello with that
yeah,
take with
yeah,
Kobe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that
So-
Kobe take. He's gonna win some diehard friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think
Jello.
help me out here.
I
guys.
had a
I'm-
great time in this one. Good to have you here in the
Thanks,
studio.
guys.
I'm sure we're gonna have you again back soon. Thank
I
you,
had
Jez.
fun.
Are
Thanks so
we?
much, guys.
Are we?
All right, after the break, we'll give you the latest from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics when we return. Keep it here, you're watching the game.
back. You're watching the game. I'm Paulo De Rosario. Updates now from the Winter Olympic Games in Beijing, China. Austria's Matthias Mayer defends his gold finish from 2018, winning it again in supergiant slalom. Mayer snatched his second medal in 24 hours for the 2022 edition of the Games. Meanwhile, Chinese-American Eileen Gu bags the gold for China in the debuting women's big air free skiing. This gives the host country their third gold hardware in the Winter Olympics. As of 4 p.m. today, here's how the medal tally looks after Gu's win. China leads the pack with 3 gold medals, followed by Sweden and the Russian Olympic Committee. Netherlands, Germany, Norway, and Slovenia follow with 2 golds, while Austria is at 9th with Mayer's gold, and as Canada slides to the 10th position. With all the excitement, it's still too early to tell who will reign supreme in the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. So, catch the games on One Sports and One Sports Plus. You may also catch every moment by watching on the Beijing Winter Olympics channel via Signal Channel 198 on SG and 298 on HD.
Now, on to the world of MMA, we now look ahead to the most heated grudge match this Friday as Bibiano Fernandez and John Hands of Stone Lineker's rivalry comes to a conclusion in one championship, Bad Blood. Let's watch this.
Mano, vamos lá, seja bem-vindo, glória a Deus, vamos pra guerra, bora.
Sim, é guerra, estamos ali pra isso.
Bora ver se vai bater mesmo, irmão, vamos lá.
A heated rivalry. The baddest man on the planet. The most heated grudge matches in one championship will come to a thrilling conclusion in One Bad Blood. February 11, 8:30 p.m. on One Sports.
And that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
I'm Paulo De Rosario. This has been The Game.